Greetings everyone, thank you for coming to my channel. In this video you'll be learning about independent clauses. But before I get started, I just wanted to thank you guys for the love and support. Thank you for watching my videos, thank you for liking my videos, and thank you for sharing my videos. And thank you for just being here in general. I realize that you guys could be watching anybody else's videos, but you choose to watch mine, and I really appreciate that. Also, how are you guys doing today? What are you guys thankful for? Today, I'm thankful for clothes. I know that sounds crazy. And you guys. Today was one of those days where I had to kind of think for a while about what I'm thankful for, but some days are easier than others. So yeah, I'm thankful for my clothes because, well, for multiple reasons, but my favorite pair of Levi's are, well, they've lasted for a couple of years, so I've had them for a while, but they're getting kind of worn and torn by the thigh area, so I'm gonna get rid of them soon. Or I might just get them fixed because I heard I can get them fixed, but I don't know. I don't know if I want them anymore. I know that sounds crazy, but sometimes when I have a certain like clothing item for a while, I'm like, it's time to get rid of that and get something new. But yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, my favorite pair of Levi's are on their last leg. But then I looked at my closet and I had a couple of pairs of jeans that I hadn't worn ever. And so I was pretty thankful for that. Brand new jeans. I can fit them and I like them. So yeah, I'm thankful for not just my jeans, but all of my clothes. Because I remember at one point I barely had any clothes, and it's because I don't really like shopping. Like, I get annoyed with shopping because it's hard to find jeans, and I don't be wanting to spend hours trying things on, and I get kind of impatient, but I'm working on that. And yeah, I'm thankful for you guys because you guys are supportive, and I feel like you guys are on my team. Like, I don't know you guys, but I feel like we're a team. And sometimes when I'm unmotivated or I'm struggling with a video outline and I want to give up, I'll be like, you know what? I have people that are dependent on me to make content. They like my videos, they're sharing my videos, they're watching my videos, so I gotta keep on going. So again, thank you guys for the love and support, and I'm really happy to have you. And feel free to let me know how you're doing and what you're thankful for, or you can even tell me a fun fact about yourself. In the meantime, let's get to the video. So what is an independent clause? An independent clause is created with a subject and a verb. An independent clause has to be a complete thought. I feel like the more videos I make, the more videos I want to make. It's like I always unlock new video ideas, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I've made a video about independent clauses or dependent clauses, so let me make a video about those things. Also, learning about independent clauses and dependent clauses was kind of confusing for me at first. So I was like, you know what? Maybe there are other people out there that are confused too. So let me make videos about these topics. Okay, so first let's define a few words. So a subject is the person or thing that does the action. So our first example says, she lives in a mansion. So our subject is she because she's doing the action. Also, the subject usually comes before the verb. Our second example says, my dog needs a bath. So the subject is dog or my dog because my dog is doing the action. Well, the dog isn't really doing the action, but the dog comes before the verb. Our next example says, my son has a cute smile. So son is the subject because son is doing the action, or son comes before the verb, which is has. So what is a verb? A verb is an action or a state of being. Our first example says, I want pancakes and eggs for breakfast. So the verb is want. Our second example says, my ear is bleeding. So the verb is. And our third and final example says, your shoes are untied. So the verb is are. So verbs kind of confused me at first because I only learned about action verbs in school. Isn't that crazy? So I had to learn about auxiliary verbs, modal verbs, stative verbs. So when I would see verbs like is and are, I would be like, how is that a verb? But then I started learning about verbs and I'm like, oh, okay, some verbs are a state of being and not all verbs are action verbs. So it started to make a lot more sense. Now let's look at some independent clauses. So our first example says, I want a pink G-Wagon for my birthday. So notice how there's a subject, which is I, and a verb, which is want, and this is a complete thought. So that's why it's an independent clause. Our second example says, the weather is beautiful today. So notice how there's a subject, which is weather, and there's a verb, which is, and this is a complete thought. And our third and final example says, my mom is a math teacher. So notice how there's a subject, which is my mom, and there's a verb, which is, and this is a complete thought. Keep in mind, some dependent clauses have a subject and a verb, but that doesn't mean they're considered independent clauses. The sentence has to have a subject and a verb, and it has to be a complete thought in order for it to be an independent clause. So let's look at our examples. Our first example says, when I ate dinner. So notice how there's a subject, which is I, and there's a verb, which is ate, but this isn't a complete thought. So it's not an independent clause. It would be considered a dependent clause, but we'll get into dependent clauses in another video. Our second example says, because my car got towed. So notice how there's a subject, which is car, and a verb, well, two verbs, got and towed, but this isn't a complete thought. So it wouldn't be considered an independent clause. And our third and final example says, although my grades are bad. So notice how there's a subject, which is grades, and there's a verb, which is are, but this is not a complete thought. So it wouldn't be considered an independent clause. That concludes our video. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you found this video informative. If you did find this video informative, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe, or all of the above, and I'll see you next time.